Cold approaching women has its pros and its cons, and then you've got guys that are all for it, and then you've got guys in the red pill community that are totally against it. I am going to give you the God honest truth on if it's worth cold approaching women or not. I am somebody that used to go out of my way to cold approach women, and now I kind of let women come to me, or I will, like, if they're in my vicinity and I'm not really like going out of my way, then I will like say something. And I'm going to explain why I do this, because if you're somebody right now that is struggling to talk to girls, like if you want to have sex and go on dates and get a girlfriend, you're going to have to meet new women. I'm going to give you my perspective, and I believe this is the perspective that any man should follow. Okay, so before I get into the video, I do want to say that if you want my help when it comes to understanding women, getting better at pickup, dating, or relationships for absolutely free, I've got 2 free downloads for you in the description down below. I guarantee those will help you. Or if you want my help personally, I do email coaching, and I also have 1-hour calls that we can get on. Okay, so remember what I just said, that I used to go out of my way to cold approach. So I'm a 30-year-old man in a wheelchair. So I started cold approaching women after my last breakup. I have always been good when it came to talking to girls, always been good, but I have never actively went out of my way to like, oh, that girl's hot, I don't know her, I'm gonna go and do it. While you can walk up to them, I gotta roll my happy ass over there. If I've got the balls to do it, you can as well. At the time, that was very beneficial to do, because cold approaching women teaches you so many different things that every single man in existence needs to learn. So number one, it's going to get you over the fear of rejection. So what I mean by that is men and women will not go up and meet new people because they don't want to get rejected. That makes us feel like shit. However, the more you do it, the more women you talk to, you're going to see that sometimes you're going to get phone numbers and dates, and most of the time you're going to get ignored or rejected. And rejection, it does not hurt as bad as you guys think it does. Yes, it can weigh on you when it happens over and over and over again, but then you get that one occasional girl that's like, yeah, let's go out on a date. Let's go do something. That's what we're looking for. So going up and cold approaching girls, I believe if you've never done it before and you're just not good when it comes to interacting with women, I think every man should learn how to do that, because cold approaching women is like business. It's a skill that you can get better at. I'm not saying you're going to get like absolute, banging success with women, okay? Because the numbers are never in your favor. But it's teaching you how women behave, how to talk to women, and just how to act more confident as a man. And that's going to that actually attributes to other qualities in life. Because if you're confident going up and approaching a girl you don't know, well, you're going to tell you, what else can you do? You can do something else. You thought talking to this bad was a lot of like hard. Well, dude, there's probably way harder things that you should be focused on as a man anyways. So I went out of my way to practice doing this, and I can teach you guys how to do it now. And listen, if you want to meet new women, the fastest way to meet new women, have sex, and go on dates is by going up and cold approaching. I don't do it anymore simply because I'm a guy that works for myself, and as a man, women should really be the lowest tier of priorities on your list. Your friends, your business, and your hobbies should always come before a woman, no matter what. So I think that if you are going out of your way to cold approach women, I do not believe that you're just busy enough as a man to do other things. Because if you're chasing women when you could be making money, you ever hear that quote? I don't really know the quotes, but there's stuff out there like if you're chasing women, you're not making money, but if you're making money, the women are going to come to you. Dude, the older I get and the more I start noticing that for myself, the more I realize that's absolutely true. Women cost money, because if you don't take them out and make them feel a certain way, which usually involves spending money on them, they're not gonna feel like you care, and they're gonna move on to the next guy. So if you're a guy right now that does not make a lot of money and your focus is on women, you need to shift priorities. However, if you're in a position right now where you're doing pretty good, and you've got the time to go up and cold approach girls, then yeah, sure, man. Set aside like an hour a day, or on Fridays and Saturdays to go out of your way to do it. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that can teach you how to do it. If that's something you want to do to pass the time, you should absolutely go and do that. However, what I have started doing it now is what I personally believe is the best way to do it. Alpha Male Strategies, if you know him and I kind of have the same viewpoint on this. I don't know how he does it now, but I know his older videos, him and I share similar qualities. And so what I do now is if I see a girl, like if I'm at the gym and I see a girl that's really hot and she's all the way across the gym, I am not going to go out of my way to go up to that girl to try to talk to her. However, if I'm at the gym or a restaurant or a bar or the mall or I'm anywhere doing anything and I happen to see a girl that looks attractive and she is nearby me or like in my close vicinity where I do not have to go out of my way to say something to her, I will say something to her if I want to. Some days I don't want to, and then other days I have a field day. But that's what I found works better for me. I will not go out of my way because, like, if I'm at the gym, I go to the gym to work out, but I also do a lot of socializing. But I talk to the people that are around me. I will never go out of my way to go and talk to somebody because, quite frankly, I have to be over here. And if you're over there, that's going to take me away from what I'm doing. No thanks. So if I go to a bar or a restaurant, what I mean by letting women come to you is I will take my dog with me and he naturally brings attention to me anyways. I will have girls like come up to me to like say something and like try to meet the dog or talk about the dog. And in a way, while they could be going and meeting the dog, they're coming into my orbit, which is something women do if they want to talk to you. They come into your orbit and they'll just say something random to try to get your attention. That doesn't mean they're interested in you just because they're coming into your orbit. And like if I had the dog with me, they could just want to meet the dog. However, when that does happen, if I am out and about and I do happen to get into a conversation with the girl, because like the other day at the gym, this girl looked at me, I looked right at her, and she wanted to meet the dog. And before she even said that, I was like, dude, your leggings you have on, you look great in these. And she was like, dude, these are sweet, right? And I was like, hell yeah, they are. And she was like, how old's your dog? And I was like, here, you want to meet him? And then we ended up getting like a 20-minute conversation. And that's what I'm saying, guys. That is like my cold approach and let women come to you. She like came towards me and I said something to her and then we started talking, because if she wasn't interested in talking to me, she would have just went about her way, but she didn't. She stayed there. I would have asked that girl out if I did not figure out, because we started talking and I figured out that she was in a relationship with a guy that lives 2 hours away from me. So because she has a boyfriend, I didn't ask that girl out. But if I did not know that, I would have asked that girl out. That's my way of cold approaching. If you've never done it and you're afraid to talk to girls, and I think you should go out and practice. If you're financially in a good spot right now and you've got an extra time on the weekend and you want to go and learn how to do it, then go out of your way to do it. But I think once you start cold approaching girls, I'm just talking about my natural progression. I went out of my way to do it. Now that I know how to do it, I'm more confident and I'm actually focusing on other things, because if you focus on going up and approaching girls, you're going to lose like money, or you're just not going to focus on the that you really should be focusing on, because women are here today but gone tomorrow. However, like I said, if I'm out and about right now, because I'm very good at socializing, if I see a girl that I want to talk to and I don't have to go out of my way to talk to her, yeah, bro, I'll go and say something to her. And then that could lead into a conversation, then potentially a phone number, and then a date. So that's my way to do it right here, guys. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And hey, if you want my help with understanding women for absolutely free, remember I've got 2 downloads for you in the description down below. And speaking of comments, man, if you have any videos you guys want me to film, please leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll get around to those eventually. With that being said, guys, if you want my help personally, I've got email coaching, and you can book a 1-hour call with me if you really want to get my help. So with that being said, guys, hey, if you like this video, check this one out right here, man. You're going to love that one as well. And gentlemen, I will see you in the next one.